before that, we have to be. I will be covering the first unit, descriptive crystal chemistry, and for that, basics that we have learned is was in TYBSc, correct? The structures of solids. Okay, then you studied in MSc Part 1. I don't know what you have studied in MSc Part 1 in inorganic chemistry. I have not seen your syllabus, but some things you have studied about sol gel process. Then you must have studied about different methods to synthesize the solids, correct? So in TYBSc, you have learned about the FCC. In 12th, you must have studied FCC, BCC, HCP. Then in TYBSc, you learned about what is unit cell, then lattice parameters, interfacial angles, correct? And then you have studied packing fraction, radius ratio. Okay, so different things you have studied in TYBSc. So based on that, we have to start with the slight disturbance is there. So I request everyone to mute themselves, and if you have anything, just unmute yourself, and then you can disturb me. Okay, don't hesitate to disturb me. I will not get it disturbed. So if you have any doubts, or if you don't understand anything, just let me know. So we have in syllabus AB type structures, AB2 type structures, AB3, A2, B3, and so on. So we will start with AB type of structure. So what is mean by AB type? Okay, can anyone answer? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone answer what is AB type?
Didn't remember, sir.
But how we can decide that particular compound is AB type? Any example of AB type of compound?
NaCl.
Correct. You have studied NaCl, CSCl. So we have studied NaCl. So in NaCl, if there is one cation and one anion, so that is called as AB type. Okay. If there are two cations, one anion, then it is A2B type.
A2B.
Correct. And AB2, A2B3. So it depends upon the number of cations and number of anions. Okay. To decide what type of compound is. Okay. So now we will start with the AB type of compounds. So I will request you to sit with your notebook or pencil, pen to draw the structures. Okay, there are ample of structures that you have to draw, and simultaneously I will share the information with you. Okay, so can I start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first structure is lead oxide, that is PbO. PbO. So whenever we study about lead, okay, so lead is in carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Okay, so when we go down the group, what is the in SYBSc or FYBSc, you must have studied about inert pair effect. Okay, so what is inert pair effect? It is the tendency or it is the reluctance of a particular metal. Okay, that its pair of electrons do not participate. Okay, that is inert pair effect. So they actually show the tendency to show that the lowest oxidation state is more stable. Okay, so that is the inert pair effect. So whenever we study lead oxide, okay, the inert pair effect plays a major role in its structure. Okay, in case of NaCl, we have seen it has a FCC structure where all the atoms, sodium and chlorine, are at equidistance. So it is the property of both cations and anions is same. Okay, so they are at equal distance from each other. But in case of lead oxide, it is not like that. So lead atomic number 82. So particular electronic configuration is CX6s2 6p2. Okay. So inert pair of electrons have the directional character and result into a linear coordination. Okay, so that is because of this inert pair. Okay, because of this inert pair, there are many changes that takes place in the structure of lead oxide. So for example, there are two polyphos. Okay, in case of lead oxide, there are two. Lead oxide you can find it out in your laboratories also. Okay, actually it is very difficult to take lecture on the uh, online lecture for structure of solids. Okay, I always require board to draw the structures, but since we have to take it, it's very difficult job for me to take this topic online. Okay, but somehow we will manage. Okay, so there are two types. One is red lead oxide. So this red lead oxide is there in the laboratory. Okay, in some uh, particular test involved, in SYBSC, we use this lead oxide for the oxidation. So there are two types: red lead oxide and yellow lead oxide. So red is called as litharge and yellow is called as massicot. Okay, so meanwhile I will request you to write itself simultaneously, or otherwise you can take the screenshot if you want, but later on that screenshot will remain as it is and you will not write. So better you write it simultaneously, so you will prepare your notes also. Okay, so do you want to write? Shall I wait?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please take down and just let me know if you are done. So first we will see the preparation. There are three things that we have to write about any structure. First point is the preparation. Second point is the structure. We have to describe the structure. And third is the application. So this is the way you are going to write the answer. Okay, and that is how I teach. So lead oxide can be prepared by heating lead metal in the presence of oxygen. Okay, so at approximately 600 degrees Celsius. As lead is a slightly inert metal, it does not participate, easily in any reaction. Okay, so therefore we have to heat it at around 600 degrees Celsius to get a particular thermal energy. Okay, to react. So lead oxide is also prepared from the lead dioxide. So lead dioxide is easily available. So when we heat it at particular temperature, and when we increase the temperature from 293 degrees Celsius to particular 600 degrees Celsius, we get the lead oxide. There are other methods also we can prepare in the laboratory. It can be prepared from lead nitrate or lead carbonate, but it is hazardous. Lead is also a hazardous toxic metal. Okay, therefore it is not generally prepared in the laboratory. We order it from the industries. Okay, otherwise it can be prepared in the laboratory if we have sophisticated instruments. Okay, so these are the ways by which it can be prepared. So take down, then we will go further. So all these structures we determine it with the help of X-ray crystallography. Okay, so there are typical in unit 3, paper 3, you will learn X-ray diffraction. So there is a typical slide. Okay, on that typical slide we keep the compound and we take the X-ray of the compound. So that slide is rotated at 360 degree and we get the particular structure. So the way the X-rays are diffracted from the compound, we get to know what is the particular position of the atoms, okay, in the unit cell. So that is how. So from the X-ray crystallography, it is determined that it has a tetragonal and orthorhombic structures. Okay, with the feature, the particular feature of lead oxide is pyramidal 4-coordinate lead center. Okay, so we will see in the structure how it is organized. Okay, so in the tetragonal, 4 lead oxide have same length, but in orthorhombic it is 2 are shorter and 2 are longer. Why it is so? Because in tetragonal A is equal to B, not equal to C, and in orthorhombic A is not equal to B, not equal to C. So all the 3 lengths are different. That is why the difference in the tetragonal and orthorhombic structure is like that. Then in the pyramidal nature, that indicates the presence of active lone pair. So as I discussed in the beginning itself, there is a lone pair that all changes the structure completely. Okay, so therefore this pyramidal nature is there. Then when the lead oxide occurs in the tetragonal lattice structure, it is called as litharge, that is the red lead oxide, and yellow one is the orthorhombic lattice structure, which is called as massicot. Then the tetragonal lead oxide can be changed from the massicot just by changing the temperature. Okay, so this is the red on, but stable one is the red. Tetragonal lead oxide is the stable one, and orthorhombic forms occurs as naturally as rare minerals. So orthorhombic form, that is yellow form, is not so stable. That is why in the laboratory we always get lead oxide, red lead oxide. Okay, so take down the things, or you take the screenshot. Then we will go further. I would request you to take pen and scale also to draw the structures. Darshana, Darshana, Darshana. Once you are done, let me know. Okay. So let's see. This is the litharge and massicot. Okay. So litharge is the red lead oxide having tetragonal structure, and massicot is the orthorhombic structure, yellow one. Okay. So now we have to draw the structure. So you have to draw it along with me. Okay. So the way the things are coming on the screen, okay, start drawing accordingly. Otherwise, you will forget how to draw the structure. So first, draw the cube. So we have to draw one cube. So that cube should be in the tetragonal form. Okay. So all sides are not equal. So draw it accordingly. Darshana. Okay. The next step is to complete the cube. It's not a cube, it's a tetragon, sorry. So green atom, wherever you will see the green atom, it is of lead, purple is oxygen. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay, next step. So this should be of equal size. Okay, from here to here. Okay, this should be of equal size on the either side. So this also should be of equal size here and here. Okay. Now place the atoms at the corner of Q. So this packing is formed by the oxygen atom. So in addition to the corner atom, there are atoms at the center of opposite faces. So as it is a tetragonal lattice, okay, it is a end-centered structure. We have seen face-centered where all the atoms are at the center of each face. In end-centered structure, there are atoms at the opposite faces. Okay, so similarly, you complete the structure. Okay, so these atoms are of neighboring unit cell.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. So now if you consider, now stop drawing. I will first explain. Okay. So if you see this particular atom, green atom. Okay. So for this, you need to consider where I have placed this atom. So this atom is particular to in the midway of one atom here, second atom here, okay, third atom here, and fourth atom here. Okay, can you see the red dot? Can you see the red
Yes,
dot?
sir.
Okay. So these two atoms I have considered. Okay, and these two atoms I have considered. Okay. So this is how I have considered the four atoms. Now this green atom will be in touch with, okay, so this atom, green atom, is touching the four corner atoms. Okay. So this is how we have to draw. So now complete this part, then we will go further. Okay. So now similarly, we have to take another green atom, okay, on the either side, okay, and connect it to four atoms.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now in the same way, at the lower four atoms. Similarly, the other four atoms. Complete up to this. So make sure your tetragon is perfect. Okay, when you are drawing it in the beginning itself, the tetragon should be of perfect size. That is, A is equal to B, not equal to C. Okay. So as you are drawing it for the first time, you may find it difficult. Okay, the way it is appearing on the screen, it will be way different in your own notebook. Okay, but it's just practice. Okay, normally I draw it on the board. Okay, but now we have to take it online, so I don't have any other option. Okay, so I have kept it stepwise so that you are able to draw it. So it's a beautiful topic. Okay. Now we have to consider other four atoms of lead, as it is AB type of compound. Okay, so now draw these two lines. Okay, so we will go stepwise. Okay, next part I am considering the green atom over here. Okay, so for this I have considered these two atoms, one atom over here, second over here, third atom over here, and fourth atom over here. Okay, so these are the four atoms: first, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so I will connect it now. So your MSc part 2 inorganic chemistry should have that feeling of studying solid state chemistry. Okay, so once you are drawing the structures, you will automatically develop an interest that why it is like that. Okay, so once you are done this, okay, now next atom over here. Okay, so for this, which four atoms I will consider? I will consider one, second. So let me take some. Okay, one atom over here, second, third, and fourth. Okay. So use different colors. So except red and green, you can use pencil, you can use pen, you can use shaded one. Okay, or different types of atoms you can draw, and so that you will not get confused when you are drawing a structure.
Done, sir.
Okay, now we have to come to the lower side of the unit cell. So I am going it little slow, okay, because it is online lecture. I am not physically present over here and there. And the other other second atom. So take your own time. I am not in a hurry to draw.
Sir, can you remove the second atom?
Okay. So actually I want you to, imagine this structure. Okay, so as I have drawn, when we are drawing these solid state structures, okay, we have to consider which atoms. Okay, so if I am drawing the atom over here, at the rear side there is a next atom. So this atom, though it is a two-dimensional, but you can understand this atom is at the rear side. Okay, so this rear side atom, the front side atom is connected to one atom over here, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so the rear atom will definitely connect it to here one, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so when you are drawing, you should be fast to draw it. Okay, so these are the four atoms. So I hope your notebook is very good. Okay, I can just imagine. Okay, so if you are going wrong, take the screenshot, or otherwise I will share the slide. Okay, PPT at the end. Okay, once we complete the unit. Okay, so it will be there with you. Okay, let me erase this. So shall we go further? So I hope you liked it.
Yes.
Okay. So take your own time. It is slightly a difficult topic to understand. So once you are drawing it, now actually you understand what is the structure, and then you can write off your own. Okay. So we have forms to explain. So for example, this is the lead atom. Okay. If you consider a particular lead atom, suppose if you consider sorry, I have done a mistake. Okay, suppose this is the lead atom. Okay, so this lead atom is connected to these 4 atoms. Okay, so while doing a presentation, I have just exchanged. So this is not oxygen, this is lead. Okay, so this atom is in contact with the 4 oxygens. Okay, so this green atom now are the oxygens. Okay, so by mistake I have exchanged the things. Okay, and these are connected to 4 atoms like this, and these are also in they are at the particular direction, so not necessarily they touch each other. Okay, but the lead atom is in contact with the 4 atoms. Okay, so this is how one structure. So in addition to this, there is a lone pair of electrons. Okay, so this is a lone pair of electrons over the lead atom. Okay, so this structure is also very important to explain. So because of the lone pair, there are things are different. Okay, when we compare NaCl, CSCl that you have studied in the TYBSc, this lead oxide is entirely different. This is because of this lone pair of electrons. Okay, done. Okay, draw this lone pair also. There is a lone pair over here. Okay, or simply you can show it by like this also. Okay, this is also one way of showing a lone pair. So if this is the lead atom, you can show it by like this. Okay, now there are 2 types, whether it is yellow or red. Okay, there are 2 types, alpha lead oxide and beta lead oxide. This is because of the difference. This difference occurs because of the presence of lone pair. Okay, so sometimes there is a alpha lead oxide, sometimes there is a beta lead oxide. They can be transformed into one another by changing the temperature. Okay, so this is so in the alpha PbO we can see there are lead atoms which are facing each other. Okay, so this is because of lone pair, this gap between the 2 lead atoms. Okay, so these are the this is the layered structure. Okay, so this layered structure, the difference between the 2 is because of the lone pair. In both the structures you can see there is a band gap. Okay, so these 2 are separated by 2.67 nanometers. Okay, in alpha and 3.17 in beta. Okay, then we can see they are alternately arranged, lead, oxygen, lead, lead, oxygen, lead. But here the 2 oxygen atoms are also facing each other. Okay, in beta. In alpha, the 2 oxygen do not face each other, therefore alpha is slightly stable. Okay, so there is a repulsion in the beta between lead and between 2 oxygens also. Okay, but because of that factor, alpha lead oxide is slightly stable. So complete this part, then we will go further.
So can you just repeat this part?
Okay, so whether it is red oxide or lead yellow red oxide, okay, there are 2 types, alpha lead oxide and beta lead oxide. The difference is because of the arrangement of the lead and oxygen. So this particular structure on the screen is called as layered structure. Okay, so the way in this structure we have seen, there are green atoms. Okay, so this is the layer of oxygen. So sorry, this is the layer of lead. Then we have this layer of oxygen. Then lead, oxygen, lead. Okay, so this is the way of arrangement. So if we see the in case of layer, okay, this will appear like this. Okay, but because of the presence of lone pair and due to difference in the temperature, sometimes there is an arrangement like lead, oxygen, lead, oxygen, lead. So that is called as alpha. Okay, and in case of beta, both the oxygens are also facing each other and lead is also face each other. So this happens because these two atoms, okay, these two atoms, they also come up. Okay, or these two atoms, they will come down. Okay, so in this way, in the next unit cell, the two oxygen layers will be facing one another. So if there is a upper unit cell here, the oxygen will be facing the oxygens over here. Okay, so that type of difference also happens. So that is called as alpha and beta. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, the distance between the two oxygens or two leads that is present over. It is in nanometer or Armstrong. I don't remember now. Let me check. Actually, I don't have the book now. Okay, so I will tell you by next lecture, or you can find it out from the book also. There are two books that I refer. Okay, one is there are many books of solid state chemistry. First that I refer is the Ulrich Muller. Okay, Ulrich Muller. Second is the A.R. West. Third is A.F. Wells. Okay, these three and many more are there in library. But at this stage, whatever that I am giving it to you, you just stick to it. That is why many things I have kept it on the slides. Okay, so because the books may not be available to you. Okay, so whatever is there on the screen or in the internet, okay, you can refer. Okay, so shall we go further? Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we need to see the applications. So applications, lead glass. We in the market we see different colored glasses. So to give different desired colors, okay. So lead oxide is used. Then it changes the refractive index of the glass. It decreases the viscosity of the glass. It increases the electrical resistivity. In many a times, the glass is in contact with the conductive substance. Okay, so glass actually resist. Okay, then increase the ability of glass to absorb the X-rays. Okay, so this is used where in case of BRC or wherever. Okay, wherever there are XRD instruments. Okay, so there is an application of this lead oxide. Okay, and there are many other applications also. It is used in the cathode ray glass. Okay, so lead oxide is used in certain condensation reactions in organic synthesis. Okay, so these are all applications of lead oxides. Okay, so take down, then we will go further. So this is the way to write the answer for the particular lead oxide is used. So first we will write something about preparation. Then we have to explain the structure, draw the structure, and last is the application. So no need to write all the applications. You can write one or two applications, that also okay. But these are all applications in general. Okay, so this question can come for 5 marks. So accordingly you prepare your note. Okay, so just take down the things and then we will go for the next lecture. Next structure, sorry.
So then for structures, do we need to explain it in words, or is it okay if we just draw the structure?
Write some important points. Okay, you no need to mention the position of the atoms. Okay, so whether it is in tetrahedral void, octahedral void, just drawing the structure, that's enough. But what important points you can write? Okay, for example, it is determined by X-ray diffraction. Then they have two types, tetragonal and orthorhombic. Okay, and then the main point is the lone pair. Okay, then there are red, yellow, Litharge, Massicot. Okay, these are the points that you need to mention. बाकी वो rare minerals में है, कौन सा stable है, this there is no need to write. Okay, then preparation, any one preparation you can write. Okay, either you can write from lead nitrate, lead carbonate, or just you have to mention the different temperature range, that also fine. So that all depends on the student. Okay, so not necessary that you should write this only, but if you refer any particular book where you will find an information about the lead oxide in a different way, you can also write that. So at the master's program, I expect the students to write of their own, to prepare their notes of their own. Okay, but just I'm giving you a guidance that what are the things that are needed to explain lead oxide. Okay, so of course you can write down your answer, you can write your answers of your own. Okay, the way we used to write, by referring to the reference books, because when you will read it from the reference books, you will understand it better. Okay. So are you done with this application?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next is copper oxide. So if you observe the copper oxide, it looks like this. So let's see the preparation. So it is prepared from the copper, okay, plus oxygen to give copper CuO. Okay, or it can be prepared in the laboratory also from copper nitrate, copper hydroxide, cupric carbonate. Okay, so this is the way to prepare CuO. Just take down, then we will see the structure. So in this lecture, we have completed AB type of compounds. In the next lecture, let's see लेक्चर वी विल मीट ओके नेक्स्ट ट्यूसडे. सो अगर थोड़ा सा टाइम इधर उधर हो सकता है तो आई एम ऑक्यूपाइड विद लॉट ऑफ